Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you care deeply about someone? You make the effort to check in, to reach out first, but the more you try, the more distant they seem. Hours turn into days, and you're left wondering, did I do something wrong? Why are they ignoring me when I'm giving them my best? Here's the harsh truth. The person who loves you the most might actually be the one who ignores you the most. And it's not because they don't care. It's because human nature works this way. Today we'll dive into the psychology and Stoic wisdom behind this painful paradox. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why it happens and how to flip the script. Let's get started. The paradox of familiarity distance creates desire. Imagine you've just bought your dream car. In the first few weeks, you're obsessed with it. You clean it every day, take it for drives at all hours, and admire its beauty. But over time, it becomes just another part of your life. You stop noticing the shine, the leather seats, the sleek design. This is exactly what happens in relationships. When someone is always there, you begin to take them for granted. Their presence becomes predictable, and you forget to value them. Familiarity breeds indifference. The very thing you once cherished can become invisible if you stop appreciating it. Marcus Aurelius teaches us to be mindful of impermanence. Life is fleeting, and we should never take people for granted. By acknowledging that anyone could be gone at any moment, we learn to appreciate them more deeply. Love isn't always loud. Sometimes, love is found in silence. How someone expresses love isn't always the way you expect. Imagine growing up in a home where love was never verbalized, only shown through action. Your parents might not have said, "I love you," but they provided for you, cared for you, and supported you silently. People express affection in ways they've been taught. For some, love is loud and verbal. For others, it's quiet and demonstrated through actions. It's important to understand that someone's silence or distance doesn't always mean they don't care. Seneca wisely said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Instead of assuming someone doesn't care, take a step back. Consider their background. Perhaps their way of loving is simply different from yours, and that's okay. Love doesn't need to make noise to be meaningful. Ignoring as a test, not rejection. Sometimes the person who loves you most might distance themselves as a test of your emotional stability. They want to see how you react when they ignore you. Do you panic, beg for attention, or do you stay composed, unaffected by their silence? Ignoring someone can be an unconscious way of testing how strongly you value them. It's a way to gauge if your sense of self-worth is built on your own foundation, or if it relies on their attention. As Marcus Aurelius said, dwell on the beauty of life, instead of wondering why someone ignores you. Start building a life that makes you, too, fulfilled to care. When faced with someone's silence, don't let it disturb your peace. By remaining calm and unshaken, you show them that your worth isn't dependent on their validation. Love doesn't need constant reassurance. Ever been in a relationship where you feel the constant need to reassure the other person about your feelings? You might find yourself repeatedly telling them you love them or proving it through actions. But have you stopped to wonder why this dynamic exists? The answer may lie in the fear of insecurity. People who constantly need reassurance are often afraid of losing the connection they have. But true love doesn't need constant validation. When you trust the relationship, there's no need for constant affirmation. Seneca teaches that true strength comes from within. If someone truly loves you, their actions will speak louder than words. There's no need to constantly remind them. A healthy relationship is built on trust, not on constant validation. The fear of vulnerability can lead to distance. Have you ever noticed that the people who care for you the most can sometimes pull away when you need them the most? This often happens because vulnerability is terrifying. Opening up to someone means giving them the power to hurt you, and not everyone is ready for that level of exposure. Sometimes, the people who love you most may retreat because they don't know how to handle their own emotional vulnerability. They fear they might hurt you or expose their own weaknesses. The Stoics believe that emotional resilience is key to growth. Vulnerability should not be feared, nor should it cause distance. Being open and vulnerable is a strength, not a weakness. If someone pulls away, it's often due to their own fears, not a lack of love. Emotional walls are built by fear, not love. Sometimes the person who loves you the most may seem distant because they've built emotional walls around themselves. These walls are often constructed out of fear, not because of a lack of love. When someone pulls away, it's not always about you, it's about their own internal struggles. The distance they create may be their way of protecting themselves, even if it hurts both of you in the process. Understanding this can help you navigate the complexities of love and distance with greater empathy and insight. Recognize that emotional walls are not a sign of indifference, but a reflection of someone's internal battles. Now, with this understanding, you can navigate relationships with greater clarity and emotional resilience. By shifting your perspective, you'll be able to maintain peace, grow stronger, and build healthier connections. These walls aren't meant to shut you out. They're built to protect their own vulnerabilities. The fear of rejection, the fear of being hurt again, these are powerful emotions that can cause people to pull away and build barriers, even in the most loving relationships. It's their way of shielding their emotions, not rejecting you. Seneca encourages us to be patient with others. Understand that everyone has their own fears and insecurities. Instead of taking their distance personally, recognize that they are simply trying to protect themselves. Approach them with empathy, not frustration, and you might be able to help them tear down those walls. Self-reflection, the key to understanding. Distance, when someone pulls away, it's easy to assume it's about you. Maybe you did something wrong, or perhaps they're just not as interested anymore. But have you ever considered it from their perspective? Sometimes the person distancing themselves is simply dealing with their own personal challenges. It's not a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of their need for self-reflection. Perhaps they need time to understand themselves better before they can show up as the best version of themselves for you. Stoicism teaches us that we cannot control the actions of others, but we can control how we respond. Instead of reacting emotionally, take a step back and reflect on the situation with clarity and objectivity. Sometimes the greatest gift you can offer someone is the space they need to work on themselves. Some love is selfish, and that's okay. Not every form of love is pure. Some people love you not because of who you are, but because of what you do for them. They might only reach out when they need something. This is a selfish form of love. It doesn't mean they don't care about you, but their love is contingent on their needs being met. Sometimes we expect others to love us selflessly, but the truth is, many relationships are transactional. While this reality may sting, it's something we must accept. Seneca reminds us that not all love is unconditional, and that's okay. Recognize selfish love for what it is, and don't invest too much energy into relationships where love is given only when it's convenient for the other person. The more you chase, the more they pull away. Have you ever chased someone for their attention, only to find them pulling away even more? This is the classic dynamic. The harder you try to hold on to something, the more it slips through your fingers. It's the same in relationships. The more you pursue someone for affection or validation, the more they may retreat. Think of a butterfly. If you chase it, it flies away. But if you sit still, it might just land on your shoulder. The law of reverse effort teaches us that when we stop chasing, we make ourselves more valuable in the eyes of others. Instead of chasing love, focus on yourself. Stoicism teaches that self-control is true power. When you stop seeking constant validation, you become someone who commands respect and admiration naturally. Those who are meant to be in your life will come to you. 10. The most powerful love is the one you give yourself. In the end, the most important form of love you can receive is the love you give to yourself. Love from others is wonderful, but it's not enough if you don't first value yourself. When you love yourself, you become immune to rejection and disappointment. You no longer chase after others' approval because your sense of worth comes from within. This is the greatest power you can possess. The Stoics teach us that true strength comes from self-love and acceptance. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." When you master the art of loving yourself, you'll find peace, regardless of how others treat you. Remember, love is complex, but wisdom is simple. Choose peace, choose self-respect, and above all, choose yourself. If this video resonated with you, like, share, and subscribe to the Stoic Guide for more life-changing Stoic wisdom.